Welcome back to the lab, everybody. So today we have a fun one. We're gonna do a titration experiment, and it's gonna have two parts. The first part is just about getting familiar with titration, what the titration curve looks like, and just a reminder and graphing on Excel. So we're going to monitor the pH as we titrate a strong acid with a strong base, HCl and then NaOH. The classic. The second part is going to be aimed at finding the molar concentration of acetic acid in vinegar. And this one will be more of a traditional titration with a 1 molar NaOH. So we're going to begin. And again, this is just as a introduction to titration. And so we have a burette, which is primed and filled with hydrochloric acid, with sodium hydroxide as 0.1 molar. And then we're going to, we have carefully measured 25 milliliters of hydrochloric acid. So the first 18 milliliters have been added in 2 milliliter increments. So now we begin from 18 to 22. We're going to add 1 milliliter at a time and record the pH. All right, we have now added all of our 1 milliliter increments. So we are now starting the 0.5 milliliter increments. Again, we write the pH every time. And we are getting very close. Still adding half milliliter increments. We should see the pH jump right here. At a pH after 25 milliliters, we are reaching the equivalence point and we will continue half milliliter increments until we get to a pH of 9. Which is where we're at. And then we'll resume 1 milliliter increments at this point. Until we get over pH 10, which we have. 1078. So we're ready to go make this Excel graph of the titration curve. And we're ready for the second part of the activity, which is the actual titration of the vinegar. To do that, we're using 1 molar sodium hydroxide this time. It was 0.1 in the first part of the lab, but this one is 1 molar NaOH, and still we're going to go with 25 milliliters of our vinegar, again carefully measured in a volumetric flask. 25 milliliters of vinegar. We're going to rinse the flask with some water. Make sure that we have all of the vinegar in there. Again, the added water does not affect the number of moles of acetic acid. We're gonna add a couple drops of phenolphthalein. And this time around, we are not going to measure the pH. We're just relying on the indicator. As always, we're going to swirl the Erlenmeyer as we add the acid. And we can go relatively quickly at first because we know that we're not going to be anywhere near the end point, or the equivalence point, I should say. But as we get closer to maybe around 18 milliliters-ish here, we're going to slow down and proceed more carefully. And when we see the pink color from the phenolphthalein starting to linger in the acid, then we're going to really go very slowly and add the base drop by drop at that point. We are now again at the drop by drop. We're getting very close. The pink color is lingering for a long time. I think we got it this time. A very faint. Whoop. Must have been a drop that was still on the glass here. And we're going to look at our milliliters of base added. Again, 21. This one is at 21.10. 21.10. So we have 21.0 and 21.10. Let's do some calculations. So after we gathered all of the data for part one, we go into Excel and we make a graph. Now on Excel, of course, we want the volume of NaOH to be on the x-axis and we want the pH to be on the y-axis. So Excel always reads alphabetically. So the volume of NaOH will be first and the pH will be entered second. We highlight, so we highlight all this information. And we will insert, and we will go to an XY scatter plot with a smooth line. And then we can just click the little plus sign. We want axis titles. And so we're gonna just type in an appropriate title, titration curve, hydrochloric acid versus sodium hydroxide, 0.1 molar. This axis here is the pH, and this axis here is the volume of NaOH in milliliters. As soon as we're done with that, we will print the graph. Right, we are now ready for the calculations of the lab. So at the top here, we have the vinegar, which was labeled by the manufacturer as 5% acidity, so 5% acetic acid. When we just, as an aside, the pH of the vinegar using universal indicator was about 1. Again, with the universal indicator, it's difficult to read, make a difference between 0, 1, 2. But it was red, so it definitely would be around a 1. Our 2 volumes of NaOH were 21.0 and 21.10. So with that, we're going to do an average of 21.05. The concentration of the NaOH was 1 molar. And so if we do the number of moles of base that were added to the acid is the concentration, which is 1 moles per liter. And we multiplied that by 0.02105, which was the average of the added milliliters of NaOH. So we take the milliliters, you divide by 1,000, because there's 1,000 milliliters in a liter, and the concentration is in moles per liter. So 1 mole per liter, the concentration, multiplied by 0.02105, which of course gives us 0.02105 moles. These are the moles of base, and this is an important number because at the equivalence point here, the moles of base are equal to the moles of the acid. And so therefore we know that if we put in 0.021 moles of base, it's because there was 0.021 moles of acid. And the volume of the acid was carefully measured at 25 milliliters. That's the vinegar, right? So we had 25 milliliters of vinegar. And so this is, again, we divide by 1,000 because there's 1,000 milliliters per liter, which gives us 0.025 liters. So now we can calculate the concentration of the vinegar in molar. Right? The molarity is the number of moles per liter. So we found the moles of the acid, and we have the liters of acid. Again, the acid is the vinegar. So 0.2105 moles of acid, 0.25 liters. So it gives us a molarity of 0.842 moles per liter. And this is the acetic acid. If we want to compare to the manufacturer's numbers, the manufacturer is expressing the concentration in percentage, which is grams per milliliter. So they're indicating that the acidity of the vinegar is 5%, meaning that there's 5 grams of acid, acetic acid, in a milliliter. So what we need to do is to go on here. We're going to find the number of the moles of acid that we previously found over here. The moles of base were equal to the moles of acid, so 0.02105. We know that we can calculate the molar mass of acetic acid, CH3COOH, carboxylic acid. So we have 2 carbons at 12 grams per mole, 2 oxygens at 16 grams per mole, and 4 hydrogens at 4 grams per mole. So acetic acid has a molar mass of 60 grams per mole. Well, since we have 0.021 moles, we can calculate the number of grams that we had. So we multiply moles times the molar mass, which means that in our sample, which contained 0.021 moles of acetic acid, we now find that we had 1.263 grams of acetic acid. And again, this 1.263 grams of acetic acid was in the measured 25 milliliters of acid. And so we can calculate our percentage, grams per milliliter. So we know now we've calculated the 1.2 grams, 15 milliliters, 25 milliliters. So 1.263 grams divided by the 25, 0.05052. And we were going to multiply that by 100 to get our percentage value. So we moved the decimal place 2 positions, 5.052%. So this is our experimental value, which can be compared to a theoretical value. And we can do that to complement our discussion or in our conclusion here. So our expected value was 5%, so 500, assuming, so 5% from the manufacturer, and we obtained 0.5052. So the difference between our experimental value and the expected value divided by the expected value gives us a 1.04% error. I hope you enjoyed this lab and weren't too frustrated with the with the acetic acid titration. And I wish you a nice day. Hope this helps. Thank you.